And how's it going, guys? I really hope all is well. My name is Akash Rathor. In today's video, I'll be talking about my H-1B visa interview experience, which was a Dropbox. I know that the visa crisis is going from long time, and that's why I'll be sharing my experience plus more visa updates. This video specifically will be in English because I want to target more and more audience around the visa. So I'll be talking mostly in English. Usually I talk in Hindi, but for this one, let's go for English. As all of you know, that the US visa appointment crisis is going from long time. It's been 2 years since this entire crisis is going on. I was not able to get an appointment last year, so I could not travel to India. I really missed my family. Fortunately, I'm here. In March, I got an appointment. I had to check every day. A lot of people used the agent approach, where they paid the money to some agents and they were looking dates for them, but because of some IP conflicts, US government, or they detected that something is going on in the portal, so I didn't want to get into the mess. So I was checking constantly my portal for like 5 times, 6 times a day, whatever the maximum number of limit was there. I was constantly checking it, and I would say check in the morning because usually the slots are opening in the morning. So that time I was in US. I would be checking in the evening time because it will be morning in India. But that was the time I thought that most of the dates were open. So finally, or fortunately, a particular day I was able to get a date on 19th of September in Mumbai. You can choose any particular visa office. That's not a restriction there. So Mumbai, Delhi, wherever it's available, just take it. So I was able to get a date in Mumbai, and my visa was in the Dropbox category. If your previous visa is under 221G, or you have received a clearance received on your visa, which is your prior visa, then you won't be eligible for the Dropbox. And there is other categories in the visa. When you'll fill up the form, you will know whether you are eligible for Dropbox or not. If you're eligible for Dropbox, then you only need one appointment. By doing the single appointment, you won't be needing the 10 finger because you already have a 10 finger done in the last one. So biometrics won't be required. You will only need to submit your documents. So I was having a lot of questions around the Dropbox and all the entire visa process. So let's answer every question in detail here. First, let's go with the updates. So wait times for every visa category are significantly higher currently. US visa, every category is open. So you can apply in any category like visitor visa, F1, H1, or any other category, but the wait times are still super high. Every year there are like 40,000 H-1B candidates are there, so which are increasing the H-1B timelines. And visitor visa, currently the wait time is still 2024, so people are not able to get the dates till 2024. So that's the high volume and high demand for the visitor visa. H1, you are still getting a date for around 2023, so the timeline is around a year if you take in India. If you're already in US, then you can take dates somewhere like Canada or London. I have friends who got the dates in London and getting their H1B stamping in UK. So those are other options, but if you just want to travel to India, then next year are the possibilities of the dates. I'm still checking the dates for my brother Ashwin, that you know, that he got a date for August, but we really want to prepone the date so that he can come to India early. But that's the update around visas and timelines. Now let's answer the questions that I was having before my interview. So first thing I was thinking is, how much time before should I reach to my appointment? So it was clearly mentioned in the letter, the confirmation letter, that you can't be there before like 1 hour or early. So don't go early, they will not let you in. And that was true in my case as well. My appointment was at 12:15 and I reached around 12 o'clock. And the queue was going only for 12:15, so they will only take 12:15 people. I just had to wait like 10 to 15 minutes hardly in the queue, and I was in. The overall experience was pretty smooth. You just wait in the queue, they will give you a ticket number and you go in the office. Now what's going on after you go in? How is the interview experience? Is there any interview going on, or what is inside the US consulate? So let's talk about that. They gave me a number which was like basically a serial number. You go in and you sit. The number will be called by a window. So there were a lot of windows, just like in the previous US visa, if you have or you have experience, there were a lot of visa officers standing. This time in the Dropbox, there will not be US citizens or US visa officers sitting and taking your interview because it's a Dropbox. A lot of people will be just taking your documents and verifying that you have all the eligible documents for your visa. So that was the case. I was called by my number. I went to the window. It was just I had to submit the documents that were written on the appointment confirmation. Appointment confirmation had a specific number of documents written. So if you have your appointment confirmation, take all the documents that are written on the confirmation. I took my resume, my pay stubs, and a lot of other documents that were suggested by many of my friends, but nothing was asked. I tried and I asked them, do they need anything else, and they clearly said no. Only the employment verification letter, I-797A. I also took my petition, but that was also not required. The latest I-797A was required, so I had like 3 from my previous employer plus my current employer, but they just took the latest one. The confirmation page, of course, it was required, and there were a few more documents which were written in the confirmation. So they didn't take any extra document because it was not an interview. I was not asked for what's your plan for the future, and all those questions were not asked in this particular visa format, which was really great, because then when you talk, it goes on, and then they sometimes ask you more details, or sometimes they give you 221G if they're not happy with your answers. So that particular pressure was not there. It was just simple. You go in, give your passport or give your previous visa. You don't even need the previous visa's copy because it's stamped on your passport. All these things are, you just present it to them. One important thing to consider is the 2 photographs that they ask. So they will ask you for 2 photographs, which should be under the US photograph guidelines, that like no specs should be there. A lot of people were having the photographs with the specs, or in some of the photographs people were smiling. So when people were smiling, their teeth were visible, and a lot of people were rejected. Not exactly rejected, but at that particular moment they were asked to get new photos. So if your teeth are visible, or you're smiling too much, or you have like specs on or other things, so please read carefully the US visa photograph the specifications, because those will be strictly followed. There was a counter just next to the particular window. There is a counter which is available for photocopies, Xerox, and if you need a photograph or whatever, they will charge you probably like 10 times of everything, like 20 rupees for a Xerox, and 500 rupees for just 2 passport size photographs, because it's an urgency. But you can get it done there as well. So my teeth were visible, that's why I'm explaining it to you, that don't take the photos where your teeth are visible. I knew that the specs is not allowed, but still my teeth were barely visible, but still the photos were rejected. So be careful there, and take your photos strictly with the US photograph guidelines. So this answers the question, what will be asked? The answer is nothing will be asked. You will just need to present the proper documents. Wear your mask. The COVID restrictions are still there in the visa office, but they will provide you mask if you don't carry. So that's one thing. Apart from that, the other question that is bothering a lot of people is how long will it take to get the visa after you submit your documents in the Dropbox interview. So I submitted my documents on 19th. My visa arrived at my house on 23rd of September. So a lot of people told that it will be like 10 days, 20 days, a month for few people. The people who are taking the documents also told me like it will be around 14 days. So it's just like in US, they always quote you more days, but the visa or anything arrives pretty fast. So they quoted me 14 days. So I had a 16-day gap in my flight, but I was able to get my visa in literally 4 days, which was amazing. But that also depends, like first day was Monday, and that's why the visa was there by Friday or Thursday, Friday. So that could play a role as well. So plan your trip accordingly. For me, it was 3 to 4 days, but they are quoting 14 days. So make your tickets and the flying back plans accordingly, that it may take up to 14 days. There are cases where it has taken longer time, and I know that in some unfortunate cases it is taking longer, but for me it was pretty smooth again. One of my other concern was that what if I miss some document, or what if certain document is required and I don't carry it? What will happen then if they reject my visa, or what's going to be the case? So there were cases around me, like people were missing documents, or people were coming late. It was Mumbai, it was raining a lot. It may happen with anyone that they were late to the appointment. So in all these cases, you can talk to the people in the window who are collecting the documents. Usually they will let you put your documents in, because even if you're an hour or two late, it's fine. Even if you miss some documents, you can ask them to reschedule the interview, and they will help you throughout the process. If it's a document that you can arrange in an hour or so, then they will just give you like a ticket that you can just come back right away to the window. So in those particular aspects, usually the pressure is too much when you go for the US visa interview, but it was not like that at all. It was really chill and smooth, so which is a great thing about the Dropbox. If you completely miss the appointment or something, then it will be marked as no show. So then you will need to contact the US Travel customer care number. US Travel Docs website has a contact us. You can contact them, explain your case to them, and then reschedule an appointment. That is something that they will expedite or not. Completely depends on your case, but that is also a certain possibility that you might get an appointment early, or reschedule should be easier according to my experience. If you have any more questions or concerns around the Dropbox interview, then please post the questions in the comment section. Also share your experience in the comment section so that other people can also read or take some inspiration from that. So this was my overall experience around H-1B visa Dropbox appointment. I hope आपको वीडियो पसंद आया हो. मिलते हैं अगले सैटरडे 8 बजे. Thank you so much for watching.